This is going to be a demonstration of drawing a sphere. Here is my sphere. And I'm going to be using these materials and a value scale / value finder. So the value scale value finder will be used on my image to find values and match them. This says an HB pencil right here. And then I can tell which pencil to use to make different values. I can then match, for example, a value down here. This is a 6B pencil, maybe right there. And then even in my shadow, I can see that it looks like an 8B pencil here in my shadow. So I can match the values along here to use for this drawing. All right. So I'm going to start by drawing the table edge in the image. Goes across like that. And then I'm going to draw the sphere, which crosses the table edge about here and stops at about there. I'm going to do a warm-up where I just move my hand first in the circle, trying to look at the sphere and get the feeling for the shape, and then touch down, then correct my sphere. Drawing a perfect sphere is very difficult. You can, if you want, move your paper, flip your paper upside down to get the sphere looking a little better. And I am going to take these things off and flip my paper over and look at from another angle to make sure that it looks good. You can fix it upside down. All right. Put it back. Put my tools back. All right. So now I'm going to lighten up the line a little bit more. I'm going to put in a background value. I'll use my 8B pencil. Well, I could match. I could try to, let's do this. Okay, so what value would be good for this background? Well, over here it might be more like an 8B, but here it looks more like a 6B, and over here it gets lighter, and it looks probably more like a 6B. So I'm going to use actually the 6B pencil and put in some value. I'm going to use the side of the pencil. Use a blending stump. I can use the dirty stump to add some value for the table surface. All right, we do need a cast shadow in this particular image, and I'm going to do it before I start shading more in here. And my cast shadow, if you look at this image, you want to look at where the bottom of the shadow is here and the side of that sphere is there, and that is the angle of your cast shadow. So my cast shadow from the other side, it's a little this is a fuzzy shadow, so the extent of the shadow is actually all the way over here. And I'm going to keep my image square with my page, ideally. Keep my page kind of square and figure out where it crosses the top of this sphere and the edge of that shadow, because that is where my shadow needs to cross. And these lines should converge at a certain point, but probably like really far up in space. Let me make sure I got this right. Page to be square. Yeah, this could be a little bit more tilted, more like this. There we go. Okay. That looks a little better. I'm going to... So I'm going to use these lines to figure out where my cast shadow is. And ideally, you should draw these lines pretty lightly. I drew them dark so you could see them, but they should be lighter. Now I'm going to draw an oval that crosses through my sphere, and I want to see if I drew this as a continuous form, where would it cross? Probably about that point. So maybe just a little bit along the bottom, right? And it extends over here. And a nice way to draw an oval and try to get it pretty accurate is to draw a line through it and to see in the middle, and then to try to get the two halves to look relatively equal. And there's an internal oval that's a little smaller. You can see how it gets grayer, it gets lighter as it goes off. It's a soft edge. Versus this is a hard edge, this is a soft edge here, soft table edge here, hard edge back there, soft table edge there. So we want, it's going to be somewhat of a soft edge, but it does get change in value from here to about there. And the shadow, as we looked at with our viewfinder, I believe, was probably an 8B, maybe even a 9B. So I'm going to use my 8B here and fill that up